Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Azure Seas of Nita. I am the Heizmeister, and this is episode 12 of the Adventure Mode series. And as you've probably noticed, or maybe not, I have released a German episode of From the Depths last week. And yeah, I'm doing the White Flare campaign in German. And also, I'm doing the White Flare campaign on the same planet as this one here, since I have done a few edits. And in this campaign I'm basically role-playing as the Steel Striders, which is also why my paint scheme is still switched to the Steel Striders one. So let's correct that. Let's switch to the paint scheme called Courage and Honor, for some reason. And yeah, here we go. The Endless Seas of Nita, once again in adventure mode. So far everything is calm for now, and I have great plans for this episode. I have deleted, or deconstructed the Tremonia cruiser. It has served us well, but it is no longer viable in higher difficulties of this adventure mode. So I've deconstructed it, and in its place I have constructed a new unit. This is one Rasul made. This is the Pikeman, a dedicated anti-missile picket ship, a little corvette. And well, as I said, its primary job is to protect other members in the fleet from missiles and a little bit from area threats as well. It also does have torpedo interceptors and 2 whole torpedoes, mainly just for self-defense. This, however, isn't enough. We need another vehicle. I need more combat-focused vehicle and less support vehicles after all. So, let's spawn in. Let's spawn in a destroyer. And my currently... Oh, hang on. Let's not spawn in something. We have an enemy on the horizon. What is it? Oh, just something from the White Flares. I'm sure nothing bad will happen if we engage it. Haha, probably not. Okay, let's see. Is it a buzzsaw? I think it's a buzzsaw. Let me check that out real quick. No, doesn't look like it. It's a Velis. Okay. Another very spiky and very dangerous craft. At least very dangerous if you enter a melee range. Yeah. It shouldn't be able to reach our fleet. Hang on. It is not stopping. Yeah, could somebody please disable its AI or its propulsion? That would be very much appreciated. Thank you. Well, this thing is actually really tough. If it weren't for the waves, then I suppose it would be much, much faster. Since, from the looks of it, it relies a bit on hydrofoils and upward propulsion to let it skim just above the water, but the uneven water surface here thanks to the wave does kind of prevent this. So, where was I? Ah yes, new destroyer. It is going to be the Caesar, the Tech 3 destroyer. Hey, interesting design, I might add. This is one of designs where I try to make it as volume efficient as possible. I basically squeezed a lot of components, very expensive components, mind you, in a small package. That does mean that its armor is rather weak in some places, and it does rely on its active defense systems a little bit to mitigate that issue. So then, let's build the Caesar destroyer. And there we have it. The Caesar destroyer has been completed. And as you can see, a fairly slim ship, armed with 3 kinetic guns, which are also equipped with what's it called? Super cavitation bases. Yes, that's it. It's primarily a ship for anti-submarine warfare. Yeah, speaking of anti-submarine warfare, this is its torpedo armament. Way too many torpedoes. Some of them are remote-guided heat torpedoes, and yeah, I know. It does have some upwards-facing propulsion, and it does need it, by the way, since it's so compact and so tightly packed. There is not much room for any air gaps or empty rooms for buoyancy. And I could not make any compromises with the armor, so I mostly used metal instead of alloy, which would have, well, provided a little bit of buoyancy anyway. Alright, enough of the explanation. We have an enemy on the field, once again, just in time. Okay then. A lot of anti-aircraft fire going out there from the Medusa, so I think this enemy might be one that is airborne. Or maybe not. Hang on. What are you? Anti-aircraft fire. Oh, there we go. Oh no. Oh no. Here we go again. A Stralsund. Well then, so much for an airborne enemy. Yes, there is an airborne enemy, but there is also a, what's it called? Ah, there we go. A heavy cruiser Stralsund. Well, built by the Steel Striders. A very traditional looking ship. You know, nothing fancy at all. Still, let's see how we can deal with it. Our fleet has mostly conglomerated around the Melon Seed adventure carrier for now, and nobody is making a push right now. They are all on normal movement here, except for, of course, the picket ships, the escorts, namely the pikemen and the Aegis, that should make any effort to intercept those missiles before they hit the command carrier. Very nice. Alright then, our aircraft are already on the scene, probably getting shot down as well, who knows. But yeah, that would be nice if the Caesar destroyer could actually reach its maximum speed right about now. It does take some time for the steam engines to spin up, of course, but yeah, 31 meters per second is not bad, I would say. Not that bad. So, our rather small air fleet now is dealing with the Stralsund. Here comes a new barrage of missiles. Let's see if it gets intercepted. As it seems they're heading for the command carrier right now. Just as planned, I might add. Okay, that's the command carrier's own Seabus, and the pikeman is opening up as well. Yep, the pikeman's main and only gun is heavily focused on taking down either missiles, cram cannon shots, or light aircraft. Nothing else. And you see, the missiles did not get through. Ah, I love it when a fleet works together. Tja. Oh, the Stralsund's missile battery is not much of a threat anymore, since I have invested in countermeasures. Okay then, are there any torpedoes in the water? Yes, there are, apparently. Nice, they are striking the whole bottom, coming from down below, just as they should. Strike the ship where it is vulnerable, not in the side, in its, well, torpedo bulge, but rather strike it from below. In its thinly armored bottom, and also, if there are heat torpedoes, they are actually fairly effective if they strike a ship from below. That is, if said ship doesn't have a double-layered hull bottom with an air gap in between. Oh yeah. Oh, new missile salvo has been released. Let's see what this one's going to do. probably still heading for the Melon Seed, our command carrier, and yeah, so be it. The Melon Seed has the 2 escorts now, 2 of which are rather adept at intercepting missiles. And you probably have seen a trend here as well. As you've seen, I did not equip the Melon Seed with any new interception systems itself, but rather I provided some escorts to do the intercepting of missiles for it. And this is the reason. Well, the reason behind this is because I quite enjoy this fleet-based approach and many ships working together to take down an opponent, and well, I do not want to have a ship that can do everything at once. That would be well, a little bit boring. Also something I have not planned for this playthrough. Oh, by the way, enough time has passed for the fragment to catch up, and it's yeah, haha, there we go, it's melee particle beams are now ripping through the Stralsund from below. And a nice rain of block confetti shows that we are doing a decent amount of damage, I might add. You know what's missing in our fleet? We do have lasers, we do have particle cannons, APS cannons, of course, and way too many missiles. What's missing, I think, is something with cram cannons. Maybe even cram mortars. Yeah. I mean, against such slow opponents as the Stralsund or otherwise larger vessels, cram cannon mortars might not be that bad. Provided they don't get intercepted, that is. But yeah, that's a big if. Okay then. Have you finished gnawing through the Stralsund's belly? No, apparently you haven't. It's an... oh, there's a little steam engine in here. Well, I say little, it's actually rather long. Just made up of small type steam engine components. And maybe we can see... ah yeah, it does have a double-layered bottom, but no air gap as far as I can see it. Oh, maybe it does. Anyway, the Stralsund has been defeated. I think. Are there any more enemies? I forgot to check the radar. No, apparently there are not. Oh, by the way, here's a little nice piece of equipment. Where... oh, there we are. The Caesar is currently using its steam engine to directly power its propulsion systems, which is fine in a campaign, I guess, since you only ever need to use the propulsion systems when you are in battle. However, I plan to retrofit this so that the Caesar uses a battery and an attached electric engine when it is not in combat right now. Here in adventure mode, that is. I think this is alright, because it doesn't burn any materials then, and the Caesar can then join up with the rest of the fleet while while being provided with energy from either its own RTGs, its yeah, and the carrier, by the way, which is somehow the large power plant of the fleet for now. Alright, everyone, get back to the carrier. Combat has ended. And I need more resources. I have burned quite a few resources in this fight. Let's see if there's any chance on getting some more. Probably not. Nope, I'm afraid not. I burned through way too many resources in this one. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just working on the internal submarine dock of our adventure carrier. Nothing special to see here. Anyway, while I was working, I had an idea. I have a folder in my main file directory for FtD. Let's have a look at it, shall we? Okay, where is it? There it is. It's basically the German word for spaceships. Yeah, I was thinking of building a space force relatively soon, and I would like to do this in a series of build videos, which will probably take half a year, I think. I'm not going to release one every week. Yeah, but I was thinking about building some spaceships, a small space fleet akin to my air fleet that I have now. And I would like to hear your guys' opinions on this, if I should do this, or if spaceships might be a bit too cheesy, since there are very few vehicles, campaign vehicles, mind you, in Nita that are currently capable of reliably engaging such spaceships. Anyway, I would actually like to do this, but I'd like to know what you guys have to say to this. Because I know that there are very valid arguments against it. Mostly the kind of cheesy nature of spaceships, and yeah, well, we'll see. I have built a little wooden framework in here. These will be the dimensions of this submarine drone that will be stored in here. Please note the 1 meter wide gap between the drone itself and the main vehicle. This is to prevent any physics shenanigans, FPS tanking, slowing down of the game, or the game outright crashing. There are some things you can do with tractor beams, and there are some things you can do to your game and to your vehicles, and let me tell you, they aren't pretty. Not at all. So, this is just a reference frame. Well, very literal reference frame. Alright then, what's our current course? I see smoke on the horizon, but it's probably also a graphics glitch. There's a gate behind us, and we should be heading towards it in just a moment. Go on then. Attention on deck, attention on deck. We have a contact, and it is green and mean, and it is from the Lightning Hoods. Is this? Yeah, it's one of these here fast Eurobeat craft. Exadine, it's what it's called. I see lasers, and I fear the punishment they can dish out. Yeah, see, workplace safety. There should be a railing there. Anyway, let's go! All forces, concentrate, fire on the Exadine. And don't get hit by the lasers. They hurt. They hurt a lot. Right then. All drones have been launched. Well, almost all drones. There we go. Launch fighters, launch airships. Let's see how we will do against those. This Exadine. There we go. A laser is already drilling into our adventure carrier. Well, I do have smoke deployers. I don't think this is enough though. And it is coming straight toward us. This could be very, very troublesome. Yes, it's also a very troublesome opponent, I mean. Come on, disable its laser systems. They are tearing my aircraft apart. And also the command carrier. The melon seed has received substantial... no, actually not substantial damage. Oh well. Actually, yes! We have lost our Seabus. I need to invest in more smoke deployers, apparently. Okay. Here we go. At least the particle cannon could score a hit. Yeah, there we go. The very fast Exadine is now going on in broadside to the melon seed, but doing so, straying too close to the remaining fleet and receiving a lot of damage. This is what I wanna see. And also looks like we have disabled its laser systems. And there we go, going toe-to-toe with the Medusa. You are now in a knife fight. My heavy cruiser. No, wait, it's a light cruiser. Yeah, I forgot. Okay, looks like we have managed to slow down the Exodyne a bit, so that our remaining missiles can catch up. Very nice. Either its laser is recharging, or it is completely out of action. I don't know. And honestly, I'm more concerned with the melon seed right now, since she does have received some scratches here and there. Her armor has been pierced and one Sebius has been deactivated. Yeah, that needs to be repaired now. Okay. Please remind me again to invest in some small smoke deployers. Well, the Exodyne is off there in the distance, being pummeled by my my forces, and also the airships have finally managed to catch up a bit. They are not as fast as the Exodyne, mind you. And now we are sinking it. I think the Exodyne is done for. Yes, very nice. By showing us its top, it is exposing its most vulnerable parts to incoming fire, and thus it should be over fairly soon. Yeah. Destroy its hydrofoils. That's it. Yeah, about those smoke deployers. This is an area where I apparently have to put a little bit more work into. Actually deploy all the smokes per warning. No, that would be too much. Let's say 8. And within the range of 20 blocks. I do have a lot of smoke deployers, but they weren't deploying properly, it seems. Yeah, some tweaking is in order, but hey, I think it went relatively well for us. So, by doing damage, the Exodyne has deprived us of a chunk of materials, which we hopefully need to get back from the Exodyne itself. Let's see. Well, we have taken some damage, and repairs are still underway. That encounter has actually taught me a lot. Most of my ships are equipped to deal with lasers. However, it seems that our adventure carrier is not, which means I need to work on this right now. Well, would you look at that? It's another enemy from the Steel Striders, and this time it's oh joy, it's a Kitakami. You know, the one with the particle cannon that rips my aircraft apart. Well then, let's start the battle. And it has immediately released what looks like remote-guided heat missiles. The fleet should be able to handle these fairly easily, I might say. Oh, by the way, I've taken the current lull in the fights to retrofit the melon seed a bit with some particle cannons. You are not supposed to fire just yet. I forgot to copy over some settings. There we go. Yeah, some particle cannon for self-defense, as well as torpedo interceptors that are specialized to engage large and extra large torpedoes. Now, let's get to the battlefield. Yeah, there it is, this particle cannon, already engaging my forces. Firing quite quickly, I might add. And it is focusing on the airships, surprisingly. not the smaller forces. Well, fine by me, I guess. Haha, the little helicopter is getting torn to shreds by the Andromeda's lasers. And it's... oh, yeah, alright, I forgot that the Kitakami can do that. It can aggressively honk its foes away. Yeah, apparently it can do that. So yeah, most of the firepower of the Kitakami is being concentrated on those Andromeda aero corvettes. Some of it's missing though. And the particle cannon is only doing a little bit of chip damage. Nothing major here, so let's deal with this one rather quickly. And after this fight, I'll see if there's an enemy yeah, spawning next, otherwise I'm gonna end the episode here. Ha! Sounds like the particle cannon has been drained of power. And she has lost her main gun. Well, that's it then, I suppose. Also, eating away my materials while doing it. Yeah, this Caesar is not cheap. Not cheap at all. But then again, if you prioritize volume efficiency over anything else, you have to use a few expensive components to get some performance out of your unit. Oh, I'm sorry, but that's it, Kitakami. You are being torn apart and, well, made into resources for my ever-growing fleet. Well, not growing in number of units, but rather in combat strength, I would like to say. Yeah, yeah. Oh, are these... yeah, these wedges provide additional protection against sabot shells, I guess, these kinetic penetration shells. And there we have it. Kitakami defeated. How's my resource situation looking? We have dropped below 400,000. Ah, that's annoying. Okay. I need to find some enemies. I need to find them fast and hopefully destroy them without expending any more resources. That is getting expensive. Uh-oh. Red lasers. And this means a Scarlet Dawn vehicle has appeared. This looks like the Sagittarion. A vehicle which we have encountered before and defeated, mind you. But only with great difficulty. So, how will we do against this one now? Yeah, I can see already some smoke shells impacting missiles, and EMP is out as well. It is doing some damage to our forces. Thankfully though, it is focusing on our smaller flyers. So this means our larger capital ships have free rein to engage and pummel this rather expensive craft with lots of firepower. Very nice. I can see already many important components falling down there. They are getting destroyed. Hash and heat and a little bit of semi-armor piercing. They're doing a very, very nice job. And it is listing. It is falling out of the sky. I think we've got it. Or do we? Yeah, we've got it. Any damages? Our bomber drone has received some damage. I think it got the most of the attention from this large, from this continuous laser there, from the Sagittarion. Yeah, it's toast. It's pretty much toast. It is now too low and will disintegrate any second now. And yeah, this is it for our little adventure today. I will see if I can make some adjustments to the fleet. Mostly in the department of making fleet not use that many resources, streamlining some engines a little bit, and yeah, basically reducing overall resource consumption. And yeah, so many torpedoes on the Caesar probably don't help with reducing resource consumption, I guess. Oh well. We now get a nice resource injection from this Downscarlet Dawncraft, and I think that's it for this episode. So, thank you for watching, and I guess I'll see you next time on the endless seas of Nita. And we'll hopefully fill up our material storages so that I can spawn a new unit I'm looking forward to. Goodbye, and until next time.